Hello there, everyone. Welcome to Brew Jackets. It's a fun Blue Jackets themed podcast. My name is Kevin, and joining me tonight is my co-host Hefty Duck, as well as the man of truth himself, Young Beezer, friend of the show, Heartsy. Other people have been invited to come on. Whether they do or don't, that's a different story. A lot of stuff going on in the Blue Jackets world. The Blue Jackets get 3 big wins. They beat Pittsburgh 4-3 in a shootout. The Blue Jackets beat Seattle 6-2. And they beat the St. Louis Blues 2-1. We're going to talk about all those games. A lot of good stuff going on there. Denton Mateychuk gets his first ever NHL goal. We're going to talk about that. Adam Fantilli just continues to be awesome. We're going to talk about that. We got some William Whitelaw stuff to show. Blue Jackets prospect William Whitelaw plays for Michigan. He scored some goals recently, so we're going to show that. Some highlights from different Blue Jackets games that we like. Some hockey jerseys that we're going to rate. And the man of truth is going to go on another heater because last week's show, he went off on the Winter Classic and how he had some issues with it. Well, there's more recent news that comes out that there will be 2 outdoor games in Florida, and the man of truth himself is going to go on another heater and tell us our thoughts about that. All that and so much more on today's show. Welcome to the show, everyone.
Welcome in. I hope everyone out there has had a good week. It's been pretty snow-covered here in the central eastern part of Ohio. It's been quite crazy, actually. I hope everyone has been driving safe out there because it's not been very safe lately. Anyway, thanks all for tuning in. Big shout out to our audio listeners, as always. If you too would like to listen to us, you can find us on Spotify, Google, Apple Podcasts, wherever you get your podcasts. We're there. Just look up the Brew Jackets podcast. And we'd also appreciate if you'd like and follow our YouTube. And we know our biggest group is on Twitter, but if you guys want to find us on Facebook as well, you can just search up the Brew Jackets podcast. We are the one with our current logo in it, not our old logo. So we're trying to rebuild followers there after losing access to our old page. Whoops. There we go. Oh, thank you. We'll put this layout up.
Thank you.
All right. So, a lot happened this last week, so let's just jump right into it because we'll have to go through quite a bit of this pretty fast. A little bit of news on the injury front. Zach Aston Reese did not return to Saturday's game. Last night's game versus St. Louis, unfortunately. Unknown exactly what's wrong, but he's listed as an upper body injury right now. News is that Sean Monahan has a wrist sprain, and he'll be out for at least a week from January 7th-ish. At least a week for sure. Don Waddell said he doesn't think it's long-term. Just today, Tarasov was recalled to the Columbus Blue Jackets, and Jet Greaves was loaned to the Cleveland Monsters. Greaves played a great game last night. And so let's jump into some games. Let's go start back with the game against Pittsburgh. This was a once in a blue moon type of game. We were just discussing before the episode. So the last time the Blue Jackets won in Pittsburgh at either Mellon or PPG, it's probably PPG at that time too, at the PPG Arena was November 13th, 2015. So it's been 9 going on 10 years since they won in Pittsburgh against the Pittsburgh Penguins. This last game, they won in a shootout. So it was close. It was as close as they could make it. I mean, so overall total away, this includes Mellon and PPG arenas. The Blue Jackets have played 28 games against the Penguins. They've gone 5-18-5. So historically, not a good place for the Blue Jackets, including the 5 overtime losses. That's 5-23 roughly. So, to not only go into overtime, then Blue Jackets actually win was pretty impressive. First period, Voronkov took advantage of a power play to score with assists from Marchenko and Monahan. In the second period, Michael Bunting scored for the Penguins on a power play for them. Then in the third period, Raquel would score twice, once at the beginning of the period and once about halfway through, to make it 3-1 Pittsburgh. Voronkov was not done scoring and scored his second goal of the game, though, with just under 8 minutes left to go, and Fantilli is the one who tied it up on yet another power play goal. Blue Jackets power play was going good that night, and they only had to kill one penalty off, so both teams were 100% on their power plays. In the shootout, Kent Johnson and Kirill Marchenko were the two for the Blue Jackets to make their goals and win. And Fantilli missed his, and then Rust and Crosby were the ones who shot for Pittsburgh. Not too many penalties out there. Just an interference early on from Erik Karlsson. Dmitry Voronkov had a hooking. Blake Lizotte slashing against Zach Werenski late in the game to help the Blue Jackets tie it up. So overall, I think this was a pretty even-keeled game. Both teams were like, what were they, 17-17, and the Blue Jackets were like 17-7 and 6 or something like that going into that. Maybe I'm wrong, but both teams were very similar records, something around that around those records. And what a game. What did you think of the game there, Kev?
It started out good for the Blue Jackets. They had a good first period there. They score 1-0, take a 1-0 lead. You get it from Dmitry Voronkov. Good goal there. Play good first period. You're winning 1-0, feel pretty good about that. And then second period, not a lot going on there from the Blue Jackets perspective. You go down 2-1. And then the third period, in the second period, it's tied up at 1. And then in the third period, they score 2. So you go down 2-1, then 3-1, and not looking good there. But it's a credit to the Blue Jackets that they just kept going and fought back. Dmitry Voronkov gets the goal there. That was awesome. Adam Fantilli scored on the power play there, and this is one of the clips I'm going to show because it was not only an awesome goal, but it just how he scored it. That was a hard goal for him because he is a left-handed shot, and his body was kind of on an awkward angle, and he kind of had to just like bat it into the net, direct it that way. If he was a right-handed shot where he was on that side of the ice, that's an easy goal, one-timer, boom, it's in the net. Because he was a left-handed shot, that's what made it harder. But he found a way to get it done, and it was an awesome goal. Then in overtime, looking back on it, that's where the Blue Jackets realistically should have lost it because it was basically Pittsburgh for 99% of that overtime. Zach Werenski starts off, the Blue Jackets win the face-off in the overtime, and they get in the offensive zone. Puck goes to Zach Werenski. He shoots it. Goalie for Pittsburgh makes a save, but that was like the real good chance there to potentially end it. They don't get it. And other than that was the best Blue Jackets chance there. They didn't really get a chance to go in their offensive zone and try and score. They just didn't. Pittsburgh basically had their way. Anything that they could have wanted, they did in overtime. They just couldn't get it done. So it's a credit to the Blue Jackets and especially Elvis Merzlikins for making big saves, keeping them in the game. And you go to a shootout, and when the Blue Jackets needed to score, they did. Kent Johnson and Kirill Marchenko give it the goals, and when you needed a save, It was there. Elvis Merzlikins made the save. He put a stop to it. He did not allow Pittsburgh a chance to score. And that's why you win the shootout and a good reason why you win that game. So overall, that was a pretty good game there. You had a little lapses there where you kind of slipped there, but other than that, you played pretty good there. And something to consider here is that I have 3 nieces, Harper, Ava, and May. None of them existed the last time the Blue Jackets won in Pittsburgh before this past Tuesday. And I'm not kidding here. This isn't me just like joking or being like hyperbolic here. I'm being serious. My 3 nieces did not exist yet before this past Tuesday when the Blue Jackets won in Pittsburgh. Before that, my nieces have never lived in a world where the Blue Jackets beat Pittsburgh in Pittsburgh. They had lived in a world where the Blue Jackets beat Pittsburgh in Columbus. Until this past Tuesday, they can now say that they've lived in a world where the Blue Jackets have beaten Pittsburgh in Pittsburgh. And so that's interesting because the last 2 times before this past Tuesday that the Blue Jackets had been Pittsburgh in Pittsburgh was November of 2015 at November 13th of 2015. And then before that was April 2014 when they beat them game 2 in the 2014 Stanley Cup playoffs. Those are the only 2 times before this past Tuesday that the Blue Jackets had been Pittsburgh in Pittsburgh. That was the last 2 times they did it. That's no longer a thing anymore. You can't say that the Blue Jackets haven't been Pittsburgh in Pittsburgh since November of 2015 because that's done, that's over with, and that's not a thing anymore. You can now say the Blue Jackets have been Pittsburgh in Pittsburgh as of this past Tuesday. So overall, pretty good game there for the Blue Jackets.
Hell yeah. And their success. What's up? What?
So November 2015, right?
Yeah.
That was the same year that was McDavid's rookie season.
Yeah.
Fun fact.
Damn.
that was the year. Yeah, that's McDavid's rookie season. The Penguins won the cup that year. Boo, fuck you. That was the first
They beat a
year.
cup-winning team.
Yeah, that was the first year that 3-on-3 overtime was introduced.
Yep.
That was the first year of fucking coach's challenge. I think that was the year Vegas was announced to get an expansion team. That was the year that Adidas was announced to be the jersey suppliers. What else happened? Last time, before, and the Penguins played in Console Energy Center. That's how long it's been. They've gone through like 2 name changes. All
yeah.
Right. Let's see what else.
That's kind of crazy, actually, because I kind of forgot about
the
that.
Washington Capitals won the President's Trophy that year.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
Wow. Almost a decade. Thank you for that, Beezer. I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
So
it's okay though. It's okay. That's over with, and the Blue Jackets have beat Pittsburgh in Pittsburgh. So
and
we're
here's
good. We're good.
Here's many more.
Yeah, that's right.
And we'll talk about some of their success after this too, just like what's happened since last year and the years before, because there's some other pretty interesting facts I have for y'all. But let's continue on. The Blue Jackets' success continued on to let's see, this was last Thursday night, where they beat the Seattle Kraken 6-2. Sean Corrali was the first to get on the board. He had a tip-in shot at 11 minutes, 58 seconds into the first period. At 12 minutes and 8 seconds, so literally 10 seconds later, Ellie Tolvanen had a goal to tie it up 1-1. Now, here's where the crazy part happens. In the second period, Luca Del Bel Belez got his first goal of the season, his second goal in his career. Because he only had one game. This is his third game ever, right? And he's got 3 points for the season so far. He's got 1 goal, 2 assists, I believe. And then that was 3 minutes and 30 seconds into the period. Then about 11 minutes, Zach Werenski scored. A minute and a half later, Denton Mateychuk got his first goal of his NHL career in his first NHL game. Did he play? Did he play in an NHL game before that? I did not look that up.
Yeah, Mateychuk has played previous games before that goal.
So he got his first goal, and still in the second period here, Kent Johnson got another goal to end the period 5-1. The Blue Jackets were absolutely whooping Seattle. I almost said St. Louis because I did that last week. I said Seattle when I meant St. Louis. It's confusing.
Yeah.
Anyway, Ellie Tolvanen scored once again for Seattle to make it 5-2, but then Kirill Marchenko scored an empty net goal at the very end of the game and with an assist from Mateychuk to make it 6-2. Blue Jackets won. There's a couple penalties here and there, nothing too crazy. The Blue Jackets were able to kill off all the penalties that they got, which was Cutia tripping in the first, Fabro interference in the third, and Owen Sillinger, almost like Cole Sillinger. Owen Sillinger with his NHL debut that night as well. He got a hooking against Jaden Schwartz. And unfortunately, Owen and Cole were not able to play together, but Cole Sillinger said he likes it that way as well. Focusing on them, focusing on Sillinger having his own debut and whatnot. So, yeah, what did you think of the game?
Overall, that was a pretty good game there. I mean, that's definitely one of the better ones the Blue Jackets have had all season. You know, a big reason why you win that game there because you have a 4-goal second period. It's just awesome. It's just, the Blue Jackets have had these moments where you look back and go, oh, why did they win that game? And it's because, well, they have these moments where you score like 3-4 goals in a period. And it's like, well, that's why. That's a big reason why you won that game. You had a big moment in the period where you scored 3 or 4 goals in a period, and that's a big reason why. Good goal. Crowley, I like that goal there because, it's a Provorov goal. He shoots it from up high, and then it gets tipped off of Crowley and goes in. So that, that was cool. They gave up a goal shortly after that. So that wasn't good. But, other than that, that was a pretty good period there. And second period, 4 goals. Then Mateychuk, first ever goal. Zach Werenski, that's another goal I'm going to show. Where puck battle along the boards. Blue Jackets win it. Goes to Fantilli. Fantilli kind of, passes at the last moment, but it looks like he's going to shoot it, but he doesn't. And he passes it over to Zach Werenski. Werenski shoots, scores. Awesome goal. Luca Del Bel Belez gets a goal. Kent Johnson, snipe, great goal. Kirill Marchenko gets a goal. And that game became the 10th time this season that the Blue Jackets have scored 6 goals. I'm going to say that again. As of right now, Sunday, January 12th, 2025, the Blue Jackets have scored 6 goals 10 times so far this season. 6 goals so far. The Blue Jackets have scored 6 goals 10 times so far that season. Just so far this season. It's just awesome. It just is. The only thing that I guess you could criticize the Blue Jackets for is you give up 2 goals. But other than that, it was a pretty damn good game, and I like it. And great to see. Overall, pretty good game there. Adam Fantilli got the donkey hat of the game for the Pittsburgh game. Owen Sillinger, he got the donkey hat of the game for this one. And donkey hat of the game was Jet Greaves for yesterday. So
Hell yeah.
that was cool. So overall, good game against the Kraken there, Blue Jackets.
Yeah. I don't know exactly how many games that they have scored 6 goals in this year. 10 games where they've scored 6 goals. And after we talk about this next game, I want to talk a little bit about where they sit points wise and even like players' individual points too, because it's a little different than last year. I don't know if anyone's noticed or not, but yeah, great game by the Blue Jackets. Let's move on to last night's game, which was quite the battle. Another away game for the Blue Jackets. Their away record is not very good this year. It's like 5-16, or it's 5-11, something like that.
Yeah, not good.
I don't remember. But it's bad. It's not good. Their home record is really good. In fact, I think they're one of the best home teams in the league right now. But anyway, so this game was won by the Blue Jackets 2-1. So a little bit low scoring game, although one of the higher shots games. The Blue Jackets finished the game with 30 shots on goal, and St. Louis. I almost said Seattle again. The STL messes with me. And the Blues. I'm just gonna call them the Blues. They had 32 shots on goal. So it was a really good night from Jet Greaves. He made 31 of 32 saves. And Adam Fantilli, once again, he is on a 5-game point streak right now. And in the Pittsburgh game, I think he had 2 points. And yeah, 5-game point streak. Unfortunately, this night was also when Werenski dropped his 5-game point streak. So Adam Fantilli scores the first period. This is actually pretty far into the first period too, with about 4 minutes and 22 seconds left to go. That would end the first period like that. 1-0 Blue Jackets. Second period, Cole Sillinger got his 7th goal of the season on a power play to give the Blue Jackets a 2-0 lead. That was also pretty late in the period. That was just with the just with over 3 minutes to play. And in the third period, once again, so in their game last week against St. Louis Blues, Colton Parayko scored for the Blues, and he scored again with his 8th goal of the season on a power play. So Jackets gave up a goal on the penalty kill there, but they had the Blues were playing without their goalie at this time. It was a 6 skaters on situation because he scored with like 12 seconds left to go in the game, and after that there just wasn't enough time. I mean, we've seen that happen a few times this year with the Blue Jackets. So like, I'm just glad there wasn't like an extra minute to go or anything, just because they played a hell of a good game though. I'm not gonna try to undercut it with any of that shit, but there was a couple penalties this game, nothing too crazy. I feel like the penalties have not been too crazy lately, and that's a great thing because their penalty kill was they were having a hard time with it. I think that was part of it. I mean, if you get 5-6 penalties in a game, like you got to kill 5-6 penalties. If you get 2 or 3, got to only kill 2 or 3. But anyway, the Blues had 2 penalties, both in the second period. Both were Oscar Sundqvist for. One was holding against Mateychuk, and one was hooking against Corrali. Olivier got a roughing call against Jake Neighbors as well in the second period, and Kevin LeBanc got a hooking call against Jordan Kyrou. Zach Werenski got a tripping call against Jordan Kyrou. That was towards the very end of the game, and actually during that power play, let me think now, were they 6v4?
Yep.
Yeah, because there was the power play and they had the extra skater on. They took it happens. Greaves had a hell of a game last night with a 969 save percentage. He was the first star of the game. Fantilli was the second star. And according to NHL.com, Colton Parayko is the third star. But whatever. Everything was pretty decent. Jeez. Look. It's been a long week. Everything was pretty decent and even as far as the stats go Shots on goal were close. Face-offs were close. Power play, Jackets were 1 for 2, and the Blues were 1 for 3. The Blues had quite a few more hits. They had 22 hits to the Blue Jackets 14, and Blue Jackets had 23 block shots to the Blues 10. Blues also had like a ton more giveaways. So those are the kind of like the big differences in the stats and all the scoring and whatnot. So, Kevin, what did you think about last night's game?
Overall, pretty good game there for the Blue Jackets. That is a 9 out of 10 game for me. Only reason it isn't 10 out of 10 because you gave up a goal there. Other than that,
yeah,
it was pretty damn good.
And it was on the road.
It was on the road too, which
was huge.
Is huge. And for whatever reason, the Blue Jackets have been absolutely awful on the road this season. Just because if you had just won a couple more of these games on the road, you'd be in a much better position. But they don't. But it is what it is. But it's good that they've gotten 2 straight wins on the road now. That it counts for something. Got to start somewhere, and they're starting somewhere. So that's good. And you played a pretty damn good game there. Good first period. You get a goal there from Adam Fantilli. And what I like about that goal is a total team effort on that goal. Is that the puck is the Blue Jackets are in the offensive zone. There's a puck battle along the boards. The Blues have it. Voronkov wins the battle. He takes the puck away from the Blues player, and then he passes it to Marchenko. And then Marchenko's kind of in like a shooting position where he looks like he's going to shoot it. But then he quickly so then that draws people towards him. And then he quickly passes it over to Fantilli. Fantilli shoots and scores. But even then, it was still kind of a hard goal from my perspective, at least for Adam Fantilli, because when he got the puck, he was like right in front of the net. He didn't have a lot of room to like settle down the puck and just settle it down. And kind of an awkward angle because, again, he was a left-handed shot towards the left side of the net. Like if that's a right-handed shot, that's in easy. This one was a little more difficult, but he got it. He settled the puck down and he put it in. So, overall, it was just a good team effort on that goal. I like that. And if you'll probably see a lot more goals like that as the games go on here. Second period, you played another good period there. Cole Sillinger gets a good goal on the power play, and also a good goal on that because you see it in the replay. They had good puck movement on that play, and they used the side and like the back of the net to their advantage. So they pass the puck to like the side of the net, and then like the Blues see that, so that they kind of collapse towards that, and then there's an open spot that kind of opens up towards by the net. Eventually, the puck gets to James Van Riemsdyk. He's behind the net, and then the Blues player sees that, so it goes to him to try and stop it, and then that opens up a spot right in front of the net for Cole Sillinger to get the puck, shoot it, and score. And again, that was not necessarily an easy goal there for Cole Sillinger because when he got that puck, he was right in front of the net. He did not have a lot of room to get that puck and settle it down and shoot it. Kind of an awkward angle for him. But unlike Adam Fantilli, this is where it actually helped him out, is that in this scenario, he was a left-handed shot on the right side, which is perfect. That's what you want. And he was able to use that to his advantage. Still kind of a tough goal because he's right in front of the net. And he didn't have a lot of room there to kind of like settle the puck down and shoot it. But once he did, he shot it, put it in the net. Good goal. Third period, minus giving up the goal, was a good period. You played really good defense there the entire game. You're blocking shots. You're really not giving the Blues much to shoot at. Again, minus giving up the goal. That's a pretty good game there. Jet Greaves played outstanding. Good game. He's a big reason why they win that game.
Huge reason. Yeah.
So,
Yeah, he kept him in it for sure.
Yeah, and deserved a shutout. He didn't get it because it just comes down to this. Because you kept icing the puck. So that burned you because you could by like the third icing, the guys are tired because they can't they can get it out, but you can't get it out and not ice the puck because when you get it out and don't ice the puck, you can allow yourself to get a line change, get some new guys out there. But when you keep icing the puck again and again and again and again, you get tired. And that's what happened. Zach Werenski gets tired and he commits a penalty that under normal circumstances he does not commit, but he did because he was tired. You see it on the screen when you're watching the game. The dude was playing over 2 minutes. He had over a 2-minute shift. Of course you're going to be tired and do stupid crap like that. It is what it is. So you combine that and then just not being towards the end there, not being able to get the puck out, and that's why you get scored on. So, it happens, 9 out of 10 game. You played a pretty good game there. Other than giving up a goal, it's still a pretty dang good game. So, nicely done, Blue Jackets.
Oh, yeah. Pretty good game overall. I mean, can't complain too much about a win and whatnot.
Nope.
So as far as points go this season, it's a little bit different. Now I'm talking individual points for the players. Last year, after an 82-game season, there were 3 players over 40 points. Last year, Johnny Gaudreau was the points leader at the end of the season with about, I think, 65. I don't remember exactly who was behind him at that point, but what I want to realize, the difference from last year to this year is we're 43 games in, 39 games left to go, and there's 3 players over 40 points right now in the Blue Jackets. Last year, at the end of the season, there was 3 players. Granted, some of the other players had a couple more over 20 and whatnot, but just absolutely insane how this year has been. It was kind of unexpected, in my opinion. I mean, the expectations were first-year coach, first-year GM. Well, they're experienced, but first year with the Blue Jackets, some first-year players. So Zach Werenski is leading the pack right now. In fact, I think he's second in defenseman overall in the NHL, right after the guy from Colorado. I'm totally blanking on his name right now.
Yeah, got Cale Makar.
Yeah, thank you, Makar. Yes. Zach Werenski, 48 points, 13 goals, 35 assists. Kirill Marchenko is right behind him with 47 points, 18 goals, and 29 assists. Now, that is the most in the Blue Jackets, is 18 goals. The second most is Dmitry Voronkov, actually. I was about to say Sean Monahan, but that's not true. Sean Monahan has 14 goals and 27 assists for 41 points. There's your top 3 points leaders for the Blue Jackets. Right after, he's been kind of low-key, in my opinion, about how many goals he's actually scoring. Dmitry Voronkov, 17 goals, 13 assists for 30 points. That is huge. Granted, he's been playing on the top line with Marchenko and Monahan, now with Fantilli, while Monahan is out. But Dmitry Voronkov has done that in 34 games. So he's played 9 less games than some of them have played. Sean Monahan's only played in 41 now because he missed 2 games in a row, unfortunately. And he's at 30 points yet. There's still plenty of time left to go in the season. Right behind him in 29 games, Kent Johnson has 11 goals and 13 assists for 24 points. There is it's just crazy that there's at least three point per game players right now. I'm counting Sean Monahan because he has 41 points in 41 games because he hasn't played 43. Marchenko, 47, 43 games played. Werenski, 48, 43 games played. That's insane. And then you have Voronkov 30 and 34, and then Kent Johnson 24 and 29, who are catching up right behind it, point per game type players. That's crazy. And then not to mention, like there's a lot of positive to talk about this year, which has just been so good. I mean, every one of these players, if they're not in the top 2 or 3, Cole Sillinger, he's been killing it lately. 7 goals, 16 assists for 23 points. Adam Fantilli, he's been, like I said, 5-game point streak, 10 goals, 11 assists, 21 points. And right behind him is so all 4 of those guys I mentioned all have over 20 points. Dmitry Voronkov is at 30. And right behind that, Ivan Provorov, 19 points. Damon Severson, 18 points. Matthew Olivier, 17 points. Then we have JVR at 15, Chinikov. I really hope he's back sometime soon. Chinikov's only got to play 21 games so far this season, and he had 14 points in those 21 games. So if that was average would have continued, he would be doing very, very well right now as well. So a lot of these guys going above and beyond what we thought were going to do. The predictions this year were not this. They were not the Blue Jackets being 4th in the Metro and possibly talking about a wild card spot at this moment. There's still a half a season left to go, but the fact that we're in January talking about the Blue Jackets having a winning record and just coming off a 4-game winning streak, it's a good thing to talk about. That's sick. I just didn't expect that. I wasn't gonna dog on them if they weren't gonna be like super great. There's a lot going on, but it's good to see. It's good to see the boys bouncing back and doing well, especially with the new coach and new GM.
Yep.
But Kevin or Beezer, do you have any thoughts on individual Blue Jackets players this season? Who's been one of your favorites, or a couple of your top 3 or whatnot?
Yeah. Okay. So, I mean, like we've said it on the show multiple times, but I'm going to say it again, which is just Zach Werenski has gone on a heater and it doesn't stop. And he's always been a good player for the Blue Jackets. He has. But for whatever reason, he's made the decision to take it to a whole new level this season and just absolutely just dominate these people and just cook these teams. He's been so fun to watch. You know, I don't know the exact stat, but Jeff Svoboda put it on his Twitter page that it's something like he has something like 48 points in like 43 games or something crazy like that.
Yeah. It's over a point per game right now, yeah.
It's just like, wow. It's like, damn, you are playing good. And then the Michigan guys, obviously besides Zach Werenski, the other Michigan guys have really stepped up. Adam Fantilli, you're looking good. Kent Johnson, you're looking good. Jack Johnson, you've really stepped it up and been a good penalty-killing defenseman. You've really helped the penalty kill not suck. Like it's actually decent. It's been much better. Kirill Marchenko has really stepped it up big time. You know, you mentioned Dmitry Voronkov. He's been really stepped it up. Like that, he has 17 goals. But it is like the quietest 17 goals of all time. It just is because normally a dude that's scoring 17 goals at this pace in January, he's getting more attention and it's just a lot more focus and more rah-rah. You know, oh, look, Dmitry Voronkov, he's scoring 17 goals for the Blue Jackets. Oh, that's cool. Playing pretty good. But no, like, it's not even no disrespect to him. He's just going out there, doing his job, scoring goals, assists, putting up the points, being a good net front presence guy. He leads the team in power play goals. He's just quiet about it, in part because, well, he doesn't speak a lot of English because he's Russian. But he'll get there. But even if you put that off to the side, he's just going out there and doing his job. because if you're talking about the Blue Jackets right now, you're probably talking about Zach Werenski or Kirill Marchenko or Kent Johnson or Adam Fantilli. They really stepped it up. It's been good. Shout out to Elvis Merzlikins. You've been so much better this season. You are keeping the Blue Jackets in games. The Blue Jackets have won games this season because of Elvis Merzlikins. That's been great to see. Matthew Olivier. We've always known he's been a good third line, fourth line guy, mostly defense, penalty killing, block shots, give you some fights, and sometimes maybe he gives you a goal or two here and there. But he's even better than that now. The dude has 10 goals. Matthew Olivier has 10 goals, and that is cool for a guy
Already
like
smashed his season best and still half a season to go.
Right.
Love to see it.
Matthew Olivier has 10 goals. For a guy like that, that is awesome. He's really stepped up his offensive game. Even better defensively, penalty killing, block shots. Matthew Olivier being Matthew Olivier just kicks the crap out of people when he fights people. Like, I guess people don't learn because, I'm going to fight Matthew Olivier. It's going to work out. No, it doesn't. It does not work out for you. It does not work out for you when you try and fight Matthew Olivier. It does not work out for you. It is a lesson that you need to learn that more likely than not, you should not fight Matthew Olivier because it does not work out for you. It just doesn't. So, a lot of stuff going on there in the Blue Jackets where a lot of good players have really stepped it up. And just as a team in general, this team has really stepped it up. They are playing better than what they were expected to be, which is awesome. Dean Evison, you are just so damn cool, and you've really stepped it up. You're getting stuff out of guys that other coaches couldn't get out of. You're making them better. It's very similar to what happened when the Blue Jackets had John Tortorella as their coach, which is that John Tortorella was the type of a guy that not only was he a good coach, but he could get stuff out of other guys that other guys couldn't, and he could get guys to play better. And that's what Dean Evison is doing. So overall, this has just been so fun this season so far. Just got to keep it going. It's, they're currently in a playoff spot, so that's cool. Just got to keep it going. It's just been great to watch. So keep going, Blue Jackets. Keep going.
Hell yeah. It's been crazy. Bees, do you have anyone that you've noticed on the Blue Jackets sticking out much this year, or anything from you've heard from other places around the league about them?
I've been thinking about Sean Monahan a lot. Honestly, how he's been able to be consistent, considering this is his third team in 2 seasons. He's been able to perform on a very sturdy level, and especially with the circumstances, obviously losing his buddy in Johnny Gaudreau. And obviously he was expecting to, probably be on a line with him this year. But, he's been able to do well for himself. He's probably going to be around for much longer than, some Pete fans think. But Sean Monahan was a guy that I've been looking at a lot. And that's really all. That's all I got to say about that, Shad.
No, he's on pace to break his all-time point. Maybe not. Never mind. He got 82 points in 2018, 2019 with Calgary. So that is insane. That's awesome. But yeah, for the last few seasons, I forget what happened in 2022, 23. Did he get injured or something? But to come in and be a point per game player right off the rip is exactly what the Blue Jackets needed. And not to mention, the Blue Jackets have been without Boone Jenner, Eric Branson, and it hasn't been near as bad as last year with injuries and whatnot, but still, Being without Jenner, Goodbranson, Danforth's been out for a while now. Chinikov's been out for a while now, and who knows what Aston Reese is really going to end up dealing with too. So,
the thing I like about the whole Sean Monahan thing is not only has he really stepped up and he's played awesome with the Blue Jackets, but it has allowed the Blue Jackets to be more careful with Adam Fantilli. I see this among some people in the Blue Jackets fan community that they think that they should, metaphorically speaking, just throw Adam Fantilli to the wolves, even if he's not ready yet. Because I think a lot of people have this misunderstanding that they think that guys that get drafted should just automatically just jump right into it and play top, big time first line, second line minutes and just play. And it's like, okay, yeah, well, that doesn't always work like that. And most of the time, that's a horrible thing to do, because if you're not ready for it, you're not ready for it. And you basically just ruined a kid's confidence in their development because you gave them too much. It could be that maybe they're good defensively, but they're just not ready to play those big time offensive minutes yet. And then you throw him in there and he sucks because he's just not there yet. Or on the flip side of that, the dude could just be a brilliant genius and gifted offensively, but he sucks defensively. And when you play first line, second line minutes, that means you will be playing more, there'll be times where you're going to have to play some defense against some of the top guys. And if you're not ready for that, you're going to get cooked. And that was happening to Adam Fantilli at parts, last season, is that the Blue Jackets were giving him more minutes and everything, and they're playing him. And then there are just times where it just wasn't there. He was getting cooked defensively. And some of these people that they think of, if he's not a first line, second line guy right away and not playing like 20, 30 minutes a night, that it's a failure. And what are the Blue Jackets doing? And you're ruining his development, all that other stuff. Wrong. What the Blue Jackets have done is the correct thing, is that they've let him ease into it. You let him build it up slowly so that he feels good about himself. Having a guy like a Sean Monahan helps with that. You let Sean Monahan take the heavy first line, second line minutes for now. And you let Adam Fantilli ease into it. You let him focus on his defensive game against third or fourth line guys. You let him focus on his offensive game against third line, fourth line guys. It's easier matchups for him. And then you build up his confidence that way. And then when he's ready, you bring him up. And that's exactly what has happened with Adam Fantilli, is that they eased him along nice and slow. And then, Sean Monahan unfortunately gets hurt and they put him in there. It's like, okay, well, here you go. Here's your shot. Not the best circumstances, because, we'd rather not put you in this type of situation where it's like, okay, here you're kind of basically say, okay, well, we need you here, rather than just say, you know what, you earned it. Here it is. It's just like, well, here it is. And he's,
yeah.
and
I think he's earned it, but I know what you're saying. Yeah, it's more of a circumstance than it is.
Yeah,
He out of the way.
He has earned it, but that's just not the way you want to do it. That's just not the way you want to do it. You want it to be, one day he earns it and you put him there, not because someone gets hurt, and you don't want to put him in a tough position where it's like, okay, well, you're down in a game and we kind of need you here because we don't have Sean Monahan, and you're our only really, besides Cole Sillinger, you're our only chance because you don't have Boone Jenner and you're not sticking Sean Corrali up there. So it's like, okay, you
and Kent Johnson's been kind of moved to the wing.
Yeah, and Kent Johnson's basically become a wing
for him.
A winger at this point. So you don't really have a lot of options in that scenario. So he stepped into it, and he's better now because they have a guy like a Sean Monahan. It has allowed the Blue Jackets to take their time with him and just so that he doesn't have to worry about it. Because one of the worst things that you can do is that if you get a guy and you put him in a situation that he's not ready for, it often makes it worse because now you overcompensate for it. You make a mistake and you try and fix it. Well, then by trying to fix it, you actually made it worse. And it's just like a snowball. It just comes rolling down, and it's again and again and again and again, and it's not good. So Monahan gets in there, and it's perfect because you allow him to ease into it, and now he's ready. He slides into it, and he's fine because he's a chance to work against, lesser players to build up his both offensive game and defensive game and his face-offs, and now he looks good. More recently, he's been, Blue Jackets need a big face-off. Who have they been going to besides Sean Corrali? Adam Fantilli. They've been putting him in there, and he's been winning it. So that is why having a guy like Sean Monahan has been so important for the Blue Jackets. He's been so good offensively, defensively, penalty killing, power play, but it allowed a guy like an Adam Fantilli to just settle in, and when he's ready, he's ready. And now the Blue Jackets don't have to feel like that, like, oh shit, like Sean Monahan's not down. Like, what do we do now? It's like, no, it's okay. We got Adam Fantilli. We can put him in there. We're good. We're good.
Yeah, good. Monahan and Jenner out. That's a pretty big hole in the lineup. So real quick before we move on, I know you got some like clips and stuff for us. Let's because we got Beezer here. The Blue Jackets' next game is Tuesday night against the Philadelphia Flyers. So I got it. And I believe that they matched up once this season already.
Twice.
Okay. And let me get
The
my
Blue
little
Jackets
stats up. All right, and both were lost.
Blue Jackets that lost both of them, and the second one is playing pretty good, and then they blew it there.
And then, so they'll play them this Tuesday, and then they'll play them one more time in April on the 15th. So there's a chance to tie up the series.
That's
a 4-game series this year. But this one is going to be at home for the Blue Jackets, and they've been doing pretty well there. What kinds of things have been going on with the Flyers lately? Who's been hot? Who do the Blue Jackets have to look out for? Bees?
Oh, you had another question for me.
I was trying to think of one because it was kind of awkward. I stopped that weird.
I'll tell you who's been hot. Who's been hot is pretty much the entire team now. We're riding on a really pretty big high right now, considering we just kicked the shit out of one of our old prospects and bitch ass Cutter Gauthier.
How's Mateychuk been this year? He's showing out to be what he should be.
He's been doing pretty all right for himself. He's been on a bit of a slump, but he scored last night.
Nice.
So
he's got 30 points so far. Looks like Konechny is your points leader at 50. Mateychuk is after that with 30, and Owen Tippett, who I have on my fantasy team, is right behind him, and then Lawton, Sanheim, and Frost, and right on. I know you say they've been hot. But just to give everyone a little bit of preview of Tuesday's game, the Flyers. So the Blue Jackets are going into that game 20-17-6, with 46 points on the board, and the Flyers are tied with the Islanders for last in the Metro right now. They're 18-20-5. So there's really not too terribly much difference between a lot of these teams right now, at least in the Metro. A couple are like 2 or 3 games apart, and it's only the halfway point. And they're sitting at 41 points. So this, with already having won twice.
Suck. That's all.
The Rangers do suck.
All I know is that the Rangers suck, and fuck those guys. Fuck them.
Absolutely. So, yeah, man, I'm looking forward to it. How's the former Blue Jackets coach John Tortorella been this year? He's still sarcastic and he's still having fun.
He's been
happy. He's been mad.
He got
kinda
mad
mad.
yesterday at a couple of referees. So mad that he almost jumped over the boards because I think there was some calls being made about icings and stuff that the refs were making yesterday that
Yeah.
Johnny Boy didn't really like, and yeah, he got really angry.
Sure.
Another thing, yeah, he's been but he was talking about the whole Cutter Gauthier situation, and how the crowd can get behind, because if you heard anything about the game last night,
Yeah, I did.
Flyers fans were very very vocal on Cutter Gauthier. Willie, no, I'm not even going to call him Cutter. His name's William. His name is William Gauthier, and they were really vocal.
Is it?
Yeah, his real name's William Cutter Gauthier, and he's
Gotcha.
a bitch, and
Billy.
fuck him, fuck that guy. Yeah, they were chanting some things like "Jamie's better," and talking about Jamie Drysdale.
Yeah.
They were chanting "We
Ouch.
want Carter," yeah, they really took it away. They were chanting "Fuck you, Carter" last night, which was beautiful. I love this city sometimes.
Oh my
I
god.
love
I mean, what do you expect? It's
sometimes
Philadelphia.
yeah. Yeah. It's Islanders fans did that when Tavares came back, but I think we did it better.
Yeah.
But
Well, interesting to hear. I'm looking forward to the game.
Now,
Uh,
any
but if
thought?
you wanna talk about players to look out for, I will always say keep an eye out on Tyson Forster, Bobby Brink, and Noah Cates. Those are our young guys. They've been all over the ice, and they're not really up there in points wise, but they've been flying around. So
right on.
when they're out there, keep your eyes on them. Number 10,
Yeah, no,
number
that's
71, and number 27.
So
good deal.
okay, Hartsey, kind of go on another heater here about the Winter Classic, because last week on the show you went on a little rant there about how you got some issues with the Winter Classic, and of course the news comes out a couple days later after that there will be 2 outdoor hockey games in Florida, and you saw that and made a big fuss about that. So now again, it's your turn. Okay, go on another heater.
Oh, I have to go on another. Okay, I thought we were
Well,
gonna save that for like
I have a
last,
comment on that.
but no,
What the
we can
hell
talk about
are they
it.
going to do
No.
hockey outside in Florida? What are they going to do? Play it on concrete? Like with rollerblades? What? Like, that doesn't make any sense to me.
I'll,
All right, go on a heater,
here's,
Hartsey.
Putting them on the spot. But what do you think about
I'll
it?
say this. Yeah, it's not. I'm not too upset about it. I'm not going to. I'm not going to say, oh, they don't deserve it, because Florida and Tampa, definitely 2 teams that they don't get a lot of outdoor hockey. You don't get a chance to do that, because it's Florida. It's hot. It's sweaty, swamp ass. But
It's real.
but Florida and Tampa, I'm not too upset about it. The only things that I'm upset about are their opponents. Florida is going to be playing the New York Rangers in the Winter Classic.
Mm.
What the fuck? Where is the correlation between the Panthers and I don't know, because the Eastern Conference Final or something stupid like that. If you haven't seen the standings this year, the Rangers suck, and I will say that, I will shout that from the rooftops. The Rangers fucking suck. They are not good, and they don't deserve to have this fucking spotlight, especially in the Winter Classic. You're playing up against Florida, who they're going to be. That's their first outdoor game, honestly, and I feel like the Panthers do deserve it a little bit, but the Rangers do not. They stink, and they don't deserve the spotlight. I'm not too worried about the ice melting. Of course, they're probably going to have some sort of technology to keep it cool.
I'm sure.
It'll. But then we can go a little bit up north, talk about Tampa playing fucking Boston, who also suck this year.
They just gotta throw an original 6 team into some of these, I'm sure.
I don't but
It must be
that
it
should
because like
not
I don't
be
understand.
You did say that last time. He's like, what's the criteria? Be an original six team and yeah, you'll play outdoors. But there is no reason for the Rangers and the Bruins to be getting the spotlight like this, especially when they are fucking. Let me check these standings. Let's see something here. Boston, who right now have the Mickey Mouse number one wild card spot, even though they've been awful this year, and the Rangers, who are sitting very, very ugly at 13th in the Eastern Conference. I am confusion as to why they gave those two teams the spotlight there. Obviously, there's going to be some piss poor rag fan upset about it, but I do not care. They do not deserve it. If anything, you could have the Panthers play the Lightning in the Winter Classic
Like
or
that
the
would be
Stadium
cool.
Series.
Like that would be
Yeah,
really cool, actually.
that's a rivalry right there. There's no rivalry between New York and Florida. There's a little rivalry between Boston and Tampa. That's about it.
Yeah, just because they meet in the playoffs sometimes as well.
Yeah, you're playing
Or
the
could.
playoffs, so now what? You play outdoors? No, stupid.
Right.
All right.
So, Kev, you got a couple of things to share yet, right?
Yeah.
Real quick.
Yeah. So before I get to, I'll just say this is you can't have outdoor hockey games in California and then turn
No, it's
around
on fucking fire.
well, no, that's not what I'm getting at there. What I'm getting at here is that if you have outdoor games in California, you can't turn around and say, yeah, no, sorry, Florida, you can't do it because it's hot or some shit or whatnot. Like, no, you did it in California, which is also hot. Like, you can find a way to get it done in Florida, albeit it might be harder in Florida, but you can get it done. There is technology to find a way to get it done. It is going to get it, it is going to happen. They'll find a way to get it done. And and another thing, it's like you can't rip on the NHL for saying like it's not original and they pick the same teams. And then like when they pick like two Florida games and then you go, oh wait, no, but not like that. Like it's kind of goofy like that. I am so glad that they're picking different teams to do this, like the Blue Jackets and their outdoor game this upcoming March 2025. That's going to be cool. And you know what? Outdoor hockey games in Florida, it is a little goofy there, but you know what? We're going for it, and I like it, and it's going to be interesting to see. Anyways,
It won't be as bad if they do it at night too. I'm sure.
yes,
They'll
Yeah.
probably do it at night. They're gonna do it on the fucking second, I think, the second or the third of January, the Winter Classic. So it's still not gonna be that New Year's Day thing that I was talking about for no reason.
Well,
but who cares?
We'll actually able to have actually be able to call it 2026 Winter Classic instead of having two in the same year. But that's besides the point.
Yeah, thank you, Gary Bettman, you balding bitch.
Yeah.
Yes.
He's not Ryan Day.
He doesn't asshole.
Gary Bettman, you boo him, but he does not. He's not like Ryan Day and poops his pants 4 straight to Michigan.
We're just trying to offend everyone today.
Yeah,
Sorry.
Anyways, no, I got some clips here. First things first, we are going to start off with the goal that Adam Fantilli scored against Pittsburgh, and it was cool. And you're going to see why. So I got to put it up on the screen first. So here we go. Okay. So here it is. The Blue Jackets are playing Pittsburgh. They're on the power play. They're down 3-2 in the third period. Just under 3 minutes to go in the game. and Adam Fantilli scores. I'm going to play the goal, and then I'm going to break it down why I think it was just an awesome goal.
To Marchenko. Werenski the touch from the front. Fantilli score! Power play goal! Adam Fantilli is right there.
Also, I love Steve Mears. I think he's doing a great job this year. I'm looking forward to he doesn't do like anything ever that annoys me.
Yeah.
Not that I'll have to play. Hold on.
Pressure because Fantilli is there to help. He gets to the middle of the ice. It's going to come out again here. Keep an eye on him. He's right in the middle of the ice. He's following the play perfectly. He's in that quiet position. And as he's following this play, Kent Johnson's going to fake the shot. There's Fantilli waiting on the forehand. And the Blue Jackets have tied things up. Crosby just goes out and gives Jarry a little pat on the pads. And we're back even here. And to Marchenko.
Somehow, Penguins fans amaze me with how empty the seats are now. Look how many open seats there are. Holy shit, the Penguins suck. Fuck Pittsburgh.
Right there.
Yeah.
Look at that. You see all that shit?
Yeah.
Dude, come on. Your team sucks. Your team
they probably already bought tickets for when the Penguins come to Columbus. So they probably
swear. That's for true.
Well, those are Penguins fans. Those are Blue Jackets fans that say that they like the Blue Jackets, but the moment they play Pittsburgh, they're wearing Pittsburgh shit and then go back to wearing the Blue Jacket stuff the next day. Like, that's what it is. So
yes, let's kill those people.
Let's not.
That's
in Minecraft.
Jesus.
In Minecraft.
But anyway, so as you can see, so Marchenko's got it along the boards, and then he passes it up to Zach Werenski, who then passes it to Kent Johnson. Kent Johnson kind of makes it like he's going to shoot it, but then passes it to Fantilli, and Fantilli kind of like a shot pass, backhand pass sort of thing, and that makes it hard, but he scores. Like, you see that? Like, that is hard for Adam Fantilli because he's kind of got a guy right in front of him, and then it's an awkward angle that he puts it in there. He's a left-handed shot. Like, if he's a right-handed shot here, that's an easier goal. That's goal. Right-handed shot, easy goal. Because he's left-handed shot, it's harder. But credit to him to getting it done.
Hell yeah. And love seeing him do well in the power play as well. It's awesome. Just cool watching them, like how they're developing all together too. It looks like they can read each other very well. Like the team chemistry is starting to mesh. You know, at the beginning of the year, they weren't like doing bad, but you could tell they just like there's quite a few people who had never played together before. You know, I'm looking at Monahan, I'm looking at Fabro, LeBanc. There's like Jack Johnson. A lot of new faces in there. But now you can really start to see them really come together.
All right. Now, on to the next one. We have...
I'm going to miss the Eagles game.
Now, you'd be all right.
All right. I hear you.
You only missed the first little bit. We're almost done.
Yeah, we're almost done. Okay, so
anyway.
Well, you do, but you know, that's all right. Best of luck to the Eagles for you, Hartsey. Anyways, This past Thursday, the Blue Jackets beat the Kraken 6-2, and Zach Werenski scored one of those goals, and it was awesome, and I'm going to put it up on the screen. So, there it is. So the Blue Jackets are up 2-1. They're in the second period, and Werenski's going to score to make it 3-1. And it's going to be a puck that's won along the boards. It's going to go to Fantilli. Fantilli's going to, he kind of looks like he's going to shoot it, but then passes it over to Werenski. Werenski shoots and scores. It was a pretty good goal. So, here it is.
Does your audio work for that?
Oh, hang on. Had to fix that. Okay.
There we go.
In the top line, this new look top line once again with no Sean Monahan out after being hurt on Tuesday. So Adam Fantilli taking that spot with Voronkov and Marchenko. Got the puck here. Pass to Werenski. Gets hits. He scores! Zach Werenski! He buries it. 3-1 Jackets. Maturity out of Adam Fantilli, and this play starts with just a hard rim. It's going to go in the corner, and keep an eye on what Adam Fantilli does here in the middle of the ice. He's going to sell this shot, and then he's going to give it to the open man on the backside. That's Zach Werenski, and Zach points at him right away, and then goes over and gives him a big pat on the back and says, hey, what a play. Right there, he says, hey. What a look by Adam Fantilli. Great job by Voronkov down low. The Blue. Dean Everson getting the top line. This new.
All right, so I'm going to pause it here, what I like. Okay, so puck along the boards. Marchenko gets it. He's going to win it. Puck's going to go to Voronkov. Voronkov is going to get to Fantilli. Fantilli's going to make it look like he's going to shoot. He's going to pass it to Zach Werenski. Werenski's going to shoot and score. And, there is some difficulty here for Zach Werenski because he is a left-handed shot on the left side. So that's kind of a harder shot for him. It would have been easier if he was left-handed shot on the right side. But, hey, he picked his spot and got it done. Snipe job. So here it is. I'll back this up because I want to. So, as you can see, I'll take this back. So, Marchenko got it, went to Voronkov. Voronkov right here to Fantilli. Right here, kind of looks like he's going to shoot it. And you can see that you got the defenders are drawing right towards him. And then here's Zach Werenski. He's kind of hanging out over here. And at the last moment, Werenski passes it to Werenski. Werenski's going to shoot and score. Boom.
Fuck, I'm just muted. Oh my god. So the chemistry between Fantilli and Werenski has been very good this year too. Just a few games ago, we saw that one really good stretch pass up to Fantilli for him to get a little bit of a breakaway, and
that led to a goal.
Yeah, and then even here just now too, they're reading each other very well. It's good to see. I mean, Werenski is a seasoned, fantastic player, but Fantilli and him, it's good to see them meshing like this. Because even Werenski said after the game with that stretch pass, he was like, we talked about doing that. We talked about it in practice and whatnot, but we weren't sure that he said that they hadn't tried it in a game or weren't talking about trying it in a game, but he just randomly was like, well, we practiced this and did it in the moment. And so I think that's pretty neat to do. But
Artsy, what you thinking here on this goal?
think the Kraken need to figure out how to play defense because it just looked like so many guys were left open here.
Yeah, well, and that's another thing though. Benefit to the Blue Jackets is their positioning here as well. I'm sure it's something that Evison has worked with them on, but like, look where Renski is. He sees the open ice, recognizes that it is, and he backskate over just to. And he got it on the dot, almost directly on the dot, right there on the left dot in front of the goal. Like, the positioning was just solid. The pass was solid, and yeah. Well, they had him on the power play too, right?
We'll back this up because we'll pause it to see
Oh, I'm
what.
wrong. Okay, never mind.
We're gonna pause it so you can show what you're getting at there, Hefty Duck. Ooh, we'll back this up. And see, he's kind of hanging out right here. And there he is right there. And he skate. Whoop, he's right there. When everyone's over here, he's here and score. So that is what Hefty Duck is getting at there, is that he just kind of good positioning and just kind of slowly sneaks in there.
Yeah. Well, last year he had to sit a long time with that injury.
Yeah.
And so he obviously, I mean, he's such a talented player. He's not just going to sit around and do nothing. I mean, even if he's not able to like work out and stuff, like I guarantee he was watching what was going on. He was learning habits of his teammates.
Yep.
And, that's just, he's obviously applying it to this year then too. It's like due to like missing games, he's like coming back with a vengeance.
Mm-hmm.
And just outscoring everybody. So cool.
So, all right. So, on to the next one. Blue Jackets prospect William Whitelaw has scored 2 goals since our last show. He scored one in a game against Ohio State, and he scored one against Notre Dame. Blue Jackets prospect William Whitelaw plays for Michigan. So, this is the first one that he scored against Michigan. We will be playing this multiple times because it's a short clip, and if you're not paying attention, you can miss the goal and where he put it in the net. So, anyways, here it is.
Really good job from Whitelaw right on this face. Really good job from Whitelaw right on this face-off as we'll take another look. It seems like he just picked it off from the circle and just Turnus was not ready for that shot. Yeah, again, really good job from Whitelaw right on this face.
So, as you can see, there he is. The Michigan wins the face-off. Puck goes to Whitelaw, and awkward angle for William Whitelaw because he's a right-handed shot on the right side. So that's kind of a hard goal for him, a hard shot to take. But he's going to shoot it, and it's going to go in this corner. He's just going to kind of squeeze the puck in there.
The hockey guy was just talking about these, what he calls glitch shots. Like if they would happen in a video game to you, you'd just be like, really?
Yeah.
How is that squeezing past a goaltender? There's no way a goaltender would have it. But it happens all the time.
Yeah.
It's happening a lot this game, this year in the NHL as well. The hockey guy attributes it to a lot of analytics and a lot of just like knowing what are the odds of where you're at on the ice at all time, and how everyone is using these deep analytics now too to really help them dictate what they should do. But that's just an incredible shot. No angle. Wow.
No. And they're also in more recent years, seems to be a more emphasis in general of just being more aggressive and just put pucks on net, regardless of where you are in the offensive zone. If you have the puck, just put it on net. We're seeing this with the Blue Jackets. It's like they're putting pucks on net, and if you don't, regardless of where they are on the ice in the offensive zone, and if you don't score on that, then go get the puck and put it on net again and keep doing it until you score. And it's a good goal there by Blue Jackets prospect William Whitelaw. And the one thing, like you read scouting reports about him, and there are good things about him. But the one thing that stands out to him is that he's got a good shot. He's got a good shot, and he's the type of guy that has good goal scoring ability that can score from anywhere. And this is an example of that, where he pays, that doesn't look like much of a shot, right-handed shot on the right side. And a guy's kind of like, I'll back this up so you can see it. Well, like, let's see. So, like, right there, when he shoots it, a guy's kind of like right in front of him. So, but that makes it even harder, but yet he finds a way to score goals, because that's, from what I've read on scouting reports, that's the kind of guy he is. He's a goal scorer. When he played in Youngstown for the Phantoms, he had a 36-goal season. That's the kind of thing that, like, is a big reason why he was at Wisconsin and now why he's at Michigan. So that's we'll play this one last time here, then we'll move on to the next clip from William Whitelaw.
And it's kind of funny the way it works out. When a team is doing a little bit better, you don't necessarily always hear as much about their prospects. Last year, that was one of the big things that we focused on, because the prospects are like really promising, and they still are. The Blue Jackets prospect pool is great. Like, the next few years could be a complete turnaround for this team, and I think that other teams, other players, and other coaches are starting to notice that. And I'm just curious. I don't know. I just can't wait to see where it goes from here yet, too. The future is unknown. But if they can do well in a year like this, where the expectations weren't much of anything, then, hell, I don't know. When we expect them to do good, they'll hopefully do great.
So, okay, on to the next clip. Blue Jackets prospect William Whitelaw, who plays for Michigan. They're playing Notre Dame here. Michigan is on the power play. Michigan's down 5-1. William Whitelaw he's over here. He's number 8, and he's left wide open, and he's just going to snipe it. Just blow it past the goalie for Notre Dame. He had no chance. Good shot. So here's the goal.
Now Hughes in the right circle. Hits it down low. Horkoff back for Hallam. Out to the point with Edwards, a one-timer, and Whitelaw buries it.
Did I hear Hughes? Is that another Hughes brother?
And Michigan back within 3. They strike back after the flurry from Notre Dame. Wow, what a shot. Now Hughes in the right circle. Hits it down low. Horkoff back for Hallam. Out to the point with Edwards, a one-timer, and Whitelaw buries it. What a goal. And Michigan back within 3. They strike back after the flurry from Notre Dame. Wow, what a shot.
Yeah, can't wait to see this guy come up here soon.
There it is. And then he is just going to unload this and just blow it by the goalie. No chance. Boom. Yeah, and he'll just join the long list of guys that have played for Michigan and the Blue Jackets. I mean, it's basically a given at this point that if you play for Michigan or if you're from Russia, the Blue Jackets will probably pick you. That's just how it is. If you have played for Michigan or if you're from Russia, the Blue Jackets will pick you, because that's just how it is. And another thing here. Let's see. Let's back this up. Last week on the show, Hefty Duck, you said when we were reviewing all the jerseys at the winter the outdoor games at Wrigley Field, Your
Yeah.
big one critique of Michigan's jersey is that you wish you would have had like a big M on it instead of like that small M in the corner.
Yeah.
So like this right here, I guess is an example of what they could have had, only except in yellow.
Yeah. Yeah, that would have been nice. I mean, as much as I enjoy Michigan hockey and as much as they have, had to do with the Blue Jackets, I don't know. I couldn't wear
No.
one of their jerseys, but that doesn't mean I don't like them. They're
Yeah.
decent. They're decent.
Yeah.
Also, real quick, just because I was looking it up, so the Hughes that was being talked about there for Michigan is TJ Hughes. He has no relation to Jack Quinn or Luke Hughes.
But what do you know?
I thought you were talking about Jack Quinn from the Buffalo Sabres for a second. I was like, oh, we're talking about you.
No relation there either, I don't think.
Yeah. So anyway, so that's that's that.
Michigan really loves their Hughes.
Yeah, they've had like five.
Related or not.
Yeah, I hear you.
They've had like 5 of them. All right, so Hartsey, we're doing this one for you.
Aw,
Your thoughts on these Penn State jerseys?
they're beautiful. Best jerseys in the Big Ten.
Ooh.
Totally not biased.
I both kind of really like the gray one, but kind of hate it. Like, I like
Right.
it as a standalone jersey, but I feel like to see it on the what are their pants with that?
I don't
Honestly,
know.
out of
Probably
all of
blue.
these, I think my favorite one would have to be the white one.
Yeah.
And once again, I just wouldn't be caught dead in the Pens jersey, but that doesn't mean I dislike it. Now,
Yeah.
that one that's there on the bottom right of the search results there with the kind of reminds me of the Blue Jackets, third jerseys with
Yeah.
the gray stripes. That one's nice.
Yeah.
But like this, oof.
Yeah. Yeah, I like the blue one. The gray one's okay, but the white one's okay. If I had to pick, I'd pick the blue one. Put this one up on the screen here. Blue Jackets prospect William Whitelaw. He posted this on his Instagram page before the Blue Jackets outdoor game, and there was his jersey there. So I thought that was cool. Just wanted to show that off. We're just doing a little quick Big Ten style jersey review here. So this is the Minnesota Golden Gophers. So they have a red jersey, a white jersey, and a yellow jersey.
What a name. Can you get me a zoom in on the Gopher logo?
Yeah, it's an old school logo that they used.
Yeah. Personally, I love the logo.
It's a Gopher playing hockey.
Right.
Oh, wait a minute.
That's pretty awesome in my book. Always down for stupid animals. Yes, I'm calling it Gopher stupid animal. It's a weird mascot to want to have, but
Don't fucking
go with it.
Fucking hate Gopher.
What do you think, Bees? Without never mind. Just what do you think?
I mean, they're no Penn State jerseys, but they're pretty good.
Yeah, so I think they're pretty cool. My favorite one is the yellow one with the Gopher logo. That's just, that's just me though. That's pretty cool. Let's see if I can find a better picture of that jersey. No.
A golden gopher. Like what?
Okay.
There's one to the right of it. Two to the right on the results.
My God.
It's a bit bigger.
Oh, right there. Yeah, that's the logo right there, basically.
Better.
So, yeah.
Dude, it's got a nice classic vibe to it.
Yeah.
I love the Tennessee tuxedo style drawing of the gopher, which just cracks me up. I don't know. I like it. I'm not the biggest fan of yellow, but it is more of a gold.
Yeah.
And I'm a big fan of maroon.
Yeah. So there you go.
Kevin
Okay.
loves the color yellow.
I do. I do.
That one's been made clear.
Yeah,
If you've seen any Falcons games on the FHL, you would know this guy loves yellow so much.
It's true. I do like yellow. So, I like the yellow one out of the Gophers. And finally, because, we like Ohio State. Well, Hefty Duck and I do. These are the jerseys that Ohio State have started to wear this season. So you have a red jersey, a white jersey, and kind of like a vintage white sort of thing with like Ohio State on it with numbers.
Dude. Okay. So my taste is generally like I like the color home jerseys.
Yeah.
Like with the Blue Jackets, I 100% prefer dark blue one. Yeah. For at home. Well, technically the third, but yeah, the darker ones. But the goalie's uniform, the goalie's sweater with the pads and everything just looks sick. Because like I like the O being red.
Yeah.
Is all. Because with the red one, there's a lot of red. The pants are red, the socks, the gloves, everything is red. Now I don't know exactly what the rest of them are with the white ones, because it's the goaltender here. He's not going to have the same gloves and shit. But it looks sharp. I really like the look of that. Like I kind of might want one. The classic one, it's just not my taste. The 3 stripes, I'm not a big fan of. I don't like the number between the Ohio State on the front of the jersey, but because to me it's kind of weird because I'm an artist and I do like a lot of lettering tattoos as well. And the one thing I wouldn't have done here, and granted it's a T-shirt, I don't know anything about design. You see how the word Ohio is curved? It like arcs over the number 21.
Yeah.
And to me, if you're gonna do that, maybe curve the word state the other way then. So like Ohio is on top doing like a top curve, and then state on the bottom doing kind of a bottom curve to almost make a big O, like for Ohio State. That's the only thing. I don't like the curved top and the straight flat bottom. It just kind of throws me off. And the white is a bit too off-white for me. I don't know. It's just a bit too off-white, in my opinion. But just an opinion. Everyone's got one, and they all stink, right?
Okay, Hartsy, what you feeling here about these Ohio State hockey jerseys?
I mean, they're no Penn State jerseys, but they're all right.
We got a comment earlier from after Asher Truck. He said, somebody please cut young Beezer's mic now. Hey, you know what? I think we're going to do that. Sorry, Beez. We'll see you later.
Oh, man. Oh.
I'm kidding. You said that was like your brother or some shit, right?
Yeah, fuck you, Ilya.
So,
bitch.
All right.
Brotherly love. Let's go.
All right. Another thing I do want to get into quickly here, I know kind of something is the Reds and Guardians have had their TV deal with Bally. It's now gone. And for a bit, it kind of left them scrambling. They're like, like what are we going to do here? I don't know how much money the Guardians lost, but I know that the Reds lost $60 million because they don't have that TV deal anymore because with Bally. But then MLB came in and said, okay, we'll put your games on MLB, and you pay us your fans can pay us a certain amount of money, and you just watch online in your TV market. So why am I bringing this up? Because this is something that could potentially, affect the Blue Jackets, because if they're going to do that with the Reds and Guardians, they could do it with the Blue Jackets. But also, if you've been paying attention recently, you've noticed that the Blue Jackets games have not only been on FanDuel Sports Ohio, but they've also been on the CW in Ohio and Kentucky and West Virginia. They've also been on different local news channels all around Ohio. And why does this matter? Because the Blue Jackets are doing it as a little test run to see if it's going to work out. Because if it does work out, that's probably where your games are going besides, FanDuel Sports Ohio. Think of it as a little backup plan just in case they make the decision to drop the Blue Jackets, just like they did with the Reds and Guardians. So in that hypothetical scenario, the Blue Jackets aren't left scrambling. They're like, wait, we have an idea. We've already done it. It's right here. So there are a couple games throughout the season that will be on the CW / ABC6 News if you're in the Columbus area, and different other news channels if you are all over Ohio. So like Cincinnati and Dayton and Cleveland and so much more. And I like it. The Blue Jackets, they are expanding their reach all over Ohio. The Blue Jackets have fans all over Ohio, Columbus area, Cincinnati area, Dayton area, Cleveland area.
Amish country.
So
I'm like north. I'm like central east. Technically, I'm lumped in with the Cleveland stations. So
Yeah.
unfortunately, I have not gotten any of those games yet, which would be really nice to get where I live, because just would be. I'd love to see it. So I think it was on ABC6 or NBC6.
No, ABC. No, it's ABC6 has got the deal in Columbus, and then it's like a couple of games will be like the CW in like Ohio, Kentucky, and like West Virginia.
I might get those actually. The CW ones. I'll have to look.
Yeah. The Blue Jackets have it on their social media and their website about like what games are gonna put on what channel and everything. So that's cool. And you know what? If it works out, that's cool. You have an extra TV option to put your games on and more people get to watch. And to everyone out there, if you have these TV channels like ABC6 News in Columbus or the CW, this is your chance to shine. Get out there and watch them on these channels, pump these numbers up so that when the Blue Jackets and these TV channels look at it, they say, hey, we got good ratings here. Let's continue to keep doing this, because there is a downside to it. It's not, with the whole Blue Jackets thing on Bally Sports Ohio. I know it's FanDuel Sports Ohio now, but when it was on Bally Sports Ohio, you'd see this pop up all over social media all the time. It'd be like, oh, I can't watch the game because something with Bally's, or their app sucks, or this or that. So this could, so there's that. And I've seen that people have had much better with FanDuel Sports Ohio, no really issues. They're able to watch the game. Their app is better and all that other sort of stuff. But I like that the Blue Jackets are preparing for some hypothetical scenario that in the event they may lose their TV deal with them, that they'll have other options on TV if it works out. So if you have the CW, or if you are in the Columbus area and you have ABC6 News, and the Blue Jackets have games on those respective channels for those days, go watch them, because that's the way that we're going to get this done and, get more TV channels for the Blue Jackets to play on, and hope it works out so we can have something like that. Me personally, I can't relate to that because I live in Illinois. I don't live in the Blue Jackets TV market. So I can't relate to that when people say, oh, I can't watch the game. Well, I can, because I don't live in the Blue Jackets TV market. I can just pull up my computer and just watch it. It is what it is. So I hope it works out.
So much better than everybody, eh? You think so much better than everybody?
Hartsy, in that regard, I kind of do. I'm gonna be honest. I don't live in, there are some benefits to not living in the Blue Jackets TV market, and that's one of them. Just being able to pull out my computer and watch it.
I don't live in their market, but apparently I live just outside of it, but just close enough that I have problems watching it.
Yeah.
I don't understand, but Yeah, no, Bally was
Oh,
rough.
no.
It's definitely gotten better with Fanatics so far.
Yeah.
For
So
anybody out
Hopefully
there,
that keeps up.
out there,
No,
you
we
can
just
always
need to
just-
wrap up.
All
No,
right,
no.
I hear you.
We gotta
So-
wrap up.
So one last thing I'm just gonna say is when these games are on the CW or like ABC6 News, just if you have those channels, go watch it there so you can help support those channels and increase the likelihood that stuff like this will continue. So just throwing that one out there, Quick thing here. So, how good is the line from Dmitry Voronkov and Sean Monahan and Kirill Marchenko been? It's pretty good. As here from Mike Kelly, NHL on Twitter, when talking about the best lines in the NHL this season, this one better be @/near the top of the list. Best goal differential of any line, third best XG percentage of any line among 58 with 158 minutes. And as you can see, Kirill Marchenko, Dmitry Voronkov, Kirill Marchenko, time on ice 219 minutes 41 seconds. 4 slot shots are 64 against, or 38. 25 rush chances for, 14 against. The expected goal percentage when they're on the ice is 65.3%. Against is 34.7%. Goals for is 22 and against 4. So Dmitry Voronkov, Kirill Marchenko, Sean Monahan, and Kirill Marchenko playing pretty good. So, that's cool.
Big win. It's been a minute since we won here. And
Donkey of the game video for Pittsburgh is Sean Monahan giving it to Adam Fantilli.
big win. It's been a minute since we won here. And great win, boys. It's been a while since we won here, so that's huge. Let's get back at it tomorrow.
Next, we have Donkey of the Game video featuring Owen Sillinger. Let's see here, where. Right.
Okay. Great win, boys. Shout out Dance. Shout out Salwell. First game. I'm silly.
Thanks, fellas. Congratulations, Dance, on your first goal. Keep this one train going.
Okay. Great.
And finally, we have the Donkey of the Game video that goes to Jet Greaves.
Like Fuller said, great win, guys. I think this one goes to Jet, though.
Great job tonight, guys. Thought special teams were great. Let's keep it going next game.
Like Fuller said, great.
And shout out to Denton Mateychuk for his first ever NHL goal scored against the Seattle Kraken this past Thursday. So there's that.
Yeah.
I'm not going to play the video, but it's a good video, which is this. I like this YouTube channel. They talk about all different hockey jerseys and everything. In this video, they said these are the best 3 Blue Jackets jerseys, which is Reebok home, and then the third jersey, and then like the 2003 jersey that they made a reverse retro out of. Why did they say that? Well, you're going to have to watch the video to find out. So check out Ugly Third's countdown, best 3 jerseys for the Columbus Blue Jackets. So there's that. Anyways, let's see here. I know we've kind of been on a lot here. So two last things for me is, well, it's actually three. Go like and share and subscribe to our YouTube channel. That would be greatly appreciated. Please like, share, and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Thank you. Please do that. Like, share, subscribe. Tell your family, tell your friends. Please like, share, and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Let's see here. Oh, yes. Also, got to give a shout out to our friend Harry, the Diamond Dog champion. So, shout out to our friend Harry, the Diamond Dog champion. Good guy. So, shout out to Harry, the Diamond Dog champion. Anyways,
Grizzly Goblin.
yes. And shout out to my Uncle Doc. Love you, man. You're awesome. Love talking hockey with you. Wish you were still here. Thank you for everything. But love talking hockey with you. Wish you were still here. But thank you for everything. Shout out to my awesome Uncle Doc. And one last thing for me, because I know we've kind of gone on a heater here, kind of a little long. But go check out Union Blue Soldiers. It's a fun Blue Jackets themed group that I run. We do marches and a whole bunch of other stuff. So check out Union Blue Soldiers on social media. Go check out Union Blue Soldiers. It's a fun Blue Jackets themed group that I run. So go check out Union Blue Soldiers. All right, I'm done talking. I'm out.
All right, I guess I'll do my part here and do my quick little shout out, Shine. Shout out to I give a little what's up to my boy Bjork Swag and Bruins Lion. A couple of CTE assassins out there. Still waiting for them to get online. I've been sitting in this lobby for 13 days. But shout out to the FHL. We'll be back. All right, we'll be back very soon. So keep your head up for that. And shout out to the Eagles who just scored a touchdown. Yeah.
All right, is that all?
And follow me on Twitter at YoungBiza.
Right on. You know me, I am always trolling through Twitter and waiting for some sort of breaking news or something like that. And this isn't Blue Jackets news, but just thoughts and prayers go out to Michael Bunting, who, as far as I'm aware, is not injured in any way. It was not a serious wreck or anything, but he was in an accident, a traffic collision, in front of PPG Paints Arena today, and he's not hurt or anything, but he's just not going to play tonight's game, probably just as a precaution. But yeah, hopefully no little weird things happen. Because if you ever been in like a small fender bender, you can be sore like the next day sometimes or something. But yeah, just hoping you're doing well, man. Anyway, that is all from us today at the Brew Jackets. Big shout out to all our viewers out there, whether you're listening to us on Spotify, Apple, Google, whatever podcast, or if you are watching us on YouTube or on Twitter. Soon, you can also watch us on Facebook, but go like and follow us there. We would really appreciate that. Yeah, we'll be here probably same time, same place next week, next Sunday. So, yeah, that's all I got. We got to end this thing too. So have a good night, everybody. We will see you soon.
Yeah.